Wow, this is cool. What a cool slot. Yeah, pack's gonna have to come off for that one. That log stuck up there. That's cool. Oh, it's definitely snug in here, I'll tell you that. Look at how many logs there are up there.
Holy, look how big they are.
I know. That's the slot part of Upper Chute that we were just down in. Right down there below us now. Hey everyone, welcome to another adventure out in the San Rafael Swell with MinerBiker and my lovely wife. We are out here for one last desert venture before it gets way too hot out here. Probably be our last one out here until fall at least. Today we are diving into Baptiste Draw and Upper Chute Canyon, some technical canyons out here, kind of right in the heart of the San Rafael. Should be fun. Here we go. Definitely tell this is a somewhat popular canyon out here. Pretty well-worn path leading into it. Actually a fairly decent sized group of people a little ways ahead of us that take off. So see if hopefully maybe just with just the two of us we can move faster than them and we'll be able to get past them. And end up sitting behind them at the rappels and stuff waiting for all of them to get down. Top of Temple Mountain sticking up over there. Here's our first view of Baptiste Draw. Right down here below us, we're gonna go over this way a little ways, work our way into the bottom, and then you head on down that direction, down into the slot. A couple of rappels. Some of the tightest slot sections out here in the whole San Rafael, and then you drop off into the bigger chute canyon. Alrighty, we've pretty much made it down into the canyon now. Still trailing along behind that larger group. Alright, we're in Baptiste Draw now. Obviously it's not a slot yet, but we'll get there. Unfortunately, unlike our last really good slot canyon adventure, no really cool whole petrified trees on the way into this one. Have to go over to Old Woman Wash to see that. Make sure to check out that video. That was so cool seeing those entire whole chunks of petrified tree. Some of them were massive on the way into that canyon. Nothing here though, no petrified trees to be seen. Now we're starting to get a little narrower. Oh, we've come to the first dry fall. That's pretty big. Need to get the rope and rappel gear out and get down that 5-foot drop. 5-foot drop with boulders to step on. Amazing how fast they can go from pretty wide open, just gravelly, sandy wash, and how quick they can transition into a tight canyon. When they see us coming and see that it's just two of us, hopefully they'll just let us by and we can just go. Howdy.
Hey. Good shoes for this. This is skateboarding shoes.
They're Lamb's Trail Thrashers. They're actually a hiking / mountain biking shoe. So because they're designed for flat pedal mountain bike shoes, they're super grippy.
Yeah, I could just look at them. They got like gummy rubber.
Yep.
How good the friction is. It'll just work. Very nice. Work your left foot really far over, and then you'll step around the corner onto a giant foot ledge. Be very secure.
Thank you. You guys have fun. Have a good day. Yep, you too. Hopefully now, time the rest of them get through that part, hopefully we'll get down here and get off the first of the shorter rappels before they catch up, and then hopefully it'll take them enough time to get down that shorter rappel. It'll give us time to go get down the big rappel. Howdy. Are you guys with that big group back there?
Oh yeah. Here, let me give you a little bit of
Pretty good crew.
Yeah.
We got
Is it just you?
just the two of us.
all right. Well, how big one?
Yep, you too. Barely wide enough.
Nice.
You guys have fun. Kind of wondering. I thought when I saw them out in the open that their group looked bigger than just the people that are back there. Well, it sure feels good down in here.
It says no coffee, specifically, and no caffeinated. It tastes so good.
Yeah, but you pretty much
I
drugged your
already
little
know
sister.
what it is.
Yeah, against her religion.
Whatever.
All right, I know what going next now.
That is like one of my favorites.
Nicely done. Thought that guy was about gonna come and just like go right over the top of you. I wouldn't want to try and do something like this with a group that big. Be too slow and tedious and just too much stuff going on. Too many different people talking, too many different people trying to give tips and stuff. Just be like, everybody shut up, go around the corner, leave me alone, let me do my thing. to pass the packs through this part. Pretty squeezy through there.
Oh, put my phone in my pack though, because I kept getting scraped in my pocket. Man, it feels so good down here.
Yeah, temperatures are quite incredible down in here. Wow, this is cool. What a cool slot. So cool. That's some tight, squeezy stuff in there. That's amazing. I'll stay right there. Back up a little bit. That just looks cool. You can't even hardly see through it.
So crazy.
Amazing how narrow that's carved. Look at that log up there.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And you have to just understand.
Yep. Wow. Yep, pack's gonna have to come off for that one. That log stuck up there. That's cool. This is probably similar to kind of like in Blue John, where he was climbing down off of chalk stones and the one pulled out. Just saying, it's probably similar.
No nudge.
Just trying to think about that too much. You know, there's nothing down there to step down onto. Whoa. Wow, that's tight. Oh.
Right in front of your head.
I know. I can barely like turn my head around. Kelsey wasn't kidding when he said it's some of the tightest slot out here. Tight squeeze. You're on the floor.
Wow, that is like choking. Push down my pocket. Will be boundaries.
I bet we're almost through Baptiste. We got a little more of the tight stuff though. Wow, that was quite a stretch. Oh, this must be the, yeah, this is the, probably the first rappel, I think. Yep, that one's a rappel. Right there would be a great spot to get the feel. Go ahead and let yourself lean back against the harness. Get your brain trusting it.
Okay.
Just trust the rappel, you got it. Say stop if you need me to stop. Yeah, I'll give you a little slack and then go ahead and unhook yourself. And I'm going to pull this other end back up and feed it through the anchor. Yeah, we're in the front. Alright, first smaller rappel done. That's nice on stuff like that, just be able to go completely hands-free and also not have to worry about where the camera's pointed. Tight again. Oh, lean against that wall. Oh, I can fit, barely. Funny how it doesn't curve straight down, it curves on an angle following the probably a crack or something in the rock. Ah! barely fit through. And hopefully that'll slow them down long enough, getting everybody down that. Give us time to knock off this big one down here. That always is the trick, is getting the brain on board to quit thinking about it. Trust the rope, trust the gear, trust the anchor, trust the person running the rappel device.
Especially when you go off that top rock and kind of swing underneath it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh no, wait, I'm secure.
Oh wait, I'm hanging on a rope. There's the big one.
Oh my gosh.
There's the big rappel off into Chute Canyon.
Holy buckets, that's big.
It's about 60 feet down. Nice, good anchorage.
Oh, that's where you just kind of walk off.
Yep, so it's really easy to go off of. Super easy. Good? Good?
It's a way long way down. That probably looks funny from the top.
Huh?
So that probably looks funny from the top.
Alright, we're down in Chute Canyon now. There's the drop out of Baptiste. The other group that was just behind us is just starting down. That was pretty sick. And we're gonna head up Chute Canyon. You just going, buddy. Go, buddy, go. Go. Up. He's going up. Oh yeah, beautiful little set of arrows. Look at those logs and stuff wedged up there. Some good chalk stones.
Big chalk stone.
Sure looks cool. Going under. And we're going up again. I'll let you get up there and I may hand you the bigger pack again.
Ow, I just skinned my knee.
Oh, I've skinned mine a few times.
My head's not gonna fit through here.
You either have to duck down or go up.
I'm gonna have to drop on this side. You don't have anything.
That's quite a squeeze, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, my chest, my rib cage barely fits. Whew.
I'm gonna get down on these logs and then I'll have it.
That's fun.
Tight squeeze. What an adventure.
I love it. Smiley face. Pretty cool arrows.
And you can get up and out.
Yep, you just go up this a little ways and then the canyon starts to open up and you can just climb up and out. And then just go back over the way we came in. Oh wow.
Oh my god, it's so cool.
That's so cool.
There's something just like very calm, very just snug.
Oh, it's definitely snug in here, I'll tell you that. Look at how many logs there are up there.
Holy, look how big they are.
I know.
Very big old logs.
There's even one way up there.
You think the water got that high?
Either got that high or it's been wedged there for a long, long time. I could see it. It could get that high and it cracked this narrow. It could get that deep.
Man, that's terrifying to think of.
That's why we're not out here when there's any rain in the forecast. That's crazy. Look at them logs up there.
That one way is way up there.
Yep. A whole big old nest of them right up in there. That's easy to get probably 40, 50 feet up there. That one's a big log too. That's like a whole tree. Another chalk log up there. That thing probably used to be a chalk log and fell down. So cool. Not too bad, just kind of stem your way up. Then you can just step onto this rock.
Thank you.
Nicely done. Oh, sorry, lizard. Scared him. Probably felt like an earthquake. Such beautiful narrows, wow. Back in the tight spot again. Another big chalk log up there. A few of them. This part of here kind of reminds me of a little wild horse. The real narrow spots in a little wild horse where you're kind of like, there's only like shoulder width. Pretty similar to this through here. It's pretty similar to Bull Valley too. That one looks relatively easy to get over. Glad this is not all full of water. Definitely could be. Get that back foot up there. Made it.
Nicely done.
Sometimes it gets awkward when you got the big backpack on. I can tell there's so many birds hanging around up top. All this poo splatter.
Arms away.
Don't want to stand there too long, you're going to get bombed. Oh, I think I like it way better. And backpacks definitely take a beating doing this. See why if you're doing canyoneering, you usually get a couple seasons maybe out of a backpack and you wear it out. This way's not necessarily better than the way you went, but
I like the other ones, just like cool with this kind of carved up bedrock all exposed right in here. Yeah, look at this. so cool.
This is some old rock too, because this is underneath the Cedar Mesa sandstone that these canyons are carved in. So this is some ancient old rock, probably some of the oldest rock that's exposed out here in the San Rafael. This is underneath everything else that you're usually seeing, because the Navajo and the Wingate sandstone that are in the reef, they're on top of the Cedar Mesa that these canyons up here are in. Now this stuff's underneath the Cedar Mesa. There's some ancient old rock down in the bottom of this. It's pretty cool. Small one, just wedged right in that little corner. Chalk logs up there. Yeah, we're not done with the slot yet. Who knew? Oh, I just love it. Wow, that's a rock. That's a rock up there above us. Look at that sucker. That thing's like the size of at least the size of a semi-truck waiting up there. There's actually two of them. There's another one on top of it. That's crazy. You're hiding very well.
Hiding in the dark.
Not quite dark enough. More chalk logs up above you.
Oh, yeah. Man, it's so smooth.
Yeah, it's almost polished in some of these places. Literally sanded down by sand in the water. More chalk logs. Oh, it's just beautiful. Wow. What a wonderfully contoured canyon. You're a tight little spot. Wow. A little squeezy. And angled to the side. Some of these really tight slots are not straight. Up and down, they're angled. Don't think about them. It's tough when it's sandy.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to get up. Maybe that's what I should have done this time. Boy, you do that one so easy.
Yeah, get up on those little ledges first. Go there. Kind of get that foot as far forward on that as you can get. Yep. And come up. And just stretch out all the way if you can, and I'll pull you. Got it.
I must have like jammed the top of my hip on the last time.
I've kind of jammed my legs and stuff and quite a few things on this here little venture. You can see why, especially in really technical canyons, I recommend bringing knee pads, knee and elbow pads. How we here? Oh, just a pile of branches. It's an old cedar tree. This is awesome. I love how beautifully carved this is, and all the little just bowls and swoops and waves in the rock are so pretty. Amazing what just a little bit of water loaded with sand can do if you give it enough time.
It's crazy the temperature difference.
That's a chalk stick. And there's a chalk log. Look at that sucker wedged vertically. Big old hunk of old cedar tree. Just wedged almost perfectly vertical right there. Not very often. Get just the right shape and got just the right spot. That looks cool. Oh yeah, super tight. Now I know we'll fit up through that with the pack on. Got it. You may take your pack or you good?
I'm gonna have you take it. Because I think it'll be easier if I turn this way. That's so slippery.
A little water. So if I want to go in the water, if I want to just go, try and get high and stem over it, if I can get up on here and there, maybe you could just stem it.
I'm gonna go with
I'm good. You would want to touch my butt. Here, I might switch to the other method though. Not too bad.
easy peasy. Just have to get my brain on track with where I want to play.
It's always the trick, is getting the brain on board. Nicely done.
Woo! Beautiful lands. Coming.
You're awful cute, you know. Nice. That's such a cool sculpted section right there.
Very cool.
More water. There's a big ant. What's up, buddy?
You love ants.
Okay. Really, it wasn't too bad. The rock was all clean, had a really good grip all the way across it. There you go, your pack's clear. Nice job. Now you're home free from there. Good job. Nice job.
Just a good mountain this next week.
Yeah, that definitely cost us some time. Can't imagine we got too much further. We'll be up out of this.
That's crazy how many narrows are here.
Chalk log that's on the ground. It's like the one in Bull Valley that Enya ping-ponged up.
Yeah.
Definitely glad I didn't try and bring dogs to this one. This would not work for dogs. Maybe it was a very small dog that was like trained to be in a harness and get lifted up and down stuff.
And just hang there, not
Yeah.
start squirming and freaking out. That's clean enough though that if I had to, I would probably drink out of it. Absolutely.
Another chunk of log wedged right in the bottom. Quite a overhung section right there. I'm betting we're done with the narrows. I'll just go till we find a easy route up and out to the left. Straight as an arrow following another fracture zone. One nice little bit of slot.
How do you know, like, if the canyon turning back around that one?
Good, you know, it looks like I go north. This canyon keeps going north. This Chute Canyon's a huge drainage. You know, when you come out of the top of Eagle Canyon, out of the very top, and you cross over that drainage divide, and get out into that flat, and there's like that big uranium mine on the wall, on the side, and then you loop back around the Sweezy cabin.
Yeah.
When you go over that drainage divide out of the top of Eagle Canyon. That valley actually drains here in Chute Canyon.
Oh my gosh.
I used to think that drained into Reds Canyon. It actually doesn't. That drains into Chute. You got to go up over. You got to get on the west side of Family Butte to get into Reds Canyon drainage. This Chute Canyon's big. It's one of the longest and biggest drainages in this part. Now we're gonna really open up. All right, pretty much just pick your spot and head on up and out. Any of these spots will get us there. Alright, we're up out of the canyon and on the trail home now. Oh, that was cool. That's the slot part of Upper Chute that we were just down in. Right down there below us now. That's kind of a cool perspective to be looking back down in the canyon we just came through. Best of sharp. That's like limestone or something there. It's pretty jagged. Here we are back in Baptiste Draw. Down that way is the way we went earlier. Now we just got to hoof it back on up and out the way we came in. Circle has been complete and it was awesome. Super fun hiking route. That was so cool. Follow the cairns. If there's any doubt in which way to go. Some people probably need the cairns to follow. Don't have very good senses of direction. Alrighty everyone, we have divided and conquered upon Baptiste Draw and the very upper part of Chute Canyon. That was pretty awesome. So glad to come and check that one out. Super cool to come and see it. Definitely a cool canyon. That slot section was just crazy narrow. I can see why Michael Kelsey says in his guidebook that that's the narrowest, at least one of the narrowest slots out here in the whole San Rafael, and I can see why. Like, I had to take the backpack off and turn sideways and basically shimmy through it for a ways. That was wild. And then both rappels were super cool, especially that long rappel. That thing was so cool, about 60 feet tall. Super fun. It's cool that it's a tall rappel, but you got really good anchors, and it was really easy to get into, which made it really nice. And then that climbing up through Chute was really cool too. Most of the boulders weren't too bad. A couple of them were a little tricky to get over, but the vast majority of them were pretty easy. And some of those narrows through there, that was some of the prettiest rock sculpting I've seen in any of the canyons out here. That was stunning. And so glad we got to share it together. What do you think?
Super fun.
So good.
Do it again.
Absolutely gonna do it again sometime. But this will probably do it for desert season. Summer's coming on. It's gonna get warm. Already kind of warm and quite dry, so probably won't be out here in the desert until fall, winter time. So hope you guys have enjoyed all the content from out here this spring. Make sure to check out other stuff that will be linked in the cards, like other slot canyon stuff that we've done out here, particularly like Old Woman Wash that we did a while back out in the reef. That one was super cool, and other stuff will be linked. Check them out. Check out the whole San Rafael Swell playlist. This place is absolutely epic. Love it. Anyways, thanks for watching. Leave us a comment, leave us a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and keep digging up new places to ride, hike, or otherwise adventure and experience the great outdoors under your own power is always best.